Do the deed. Apologize. You're good, John.
Get ready for another two-sided with my boy Pete and John L. Peacock. Can you handle the storm?
Is this where is this? I just, at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know what you do half the time. I know you're super proud of it, and I don't know when to come in, when not to come in.
Well, welcome.
No, welcome to you as well. It's super good. Shout out to Mind Fox for the great lightning statement there, and John has now figured out what to do with the lightning sound effect that is longer than 1 second, which we've talked about in much length. Good. Didn't see it coming like that. I thought you were going to have a didgeridoo somewhere. I was waiting for. Oh, you're live. Okay, here we go. Fair enough. This is, folks, if you don't know now, if you don't believe the hype, I truly don't know what is happening in the show. I show up at 5 o'clock. We end up going live at 5:15. John does random things throughout the show and changes it up all of the time, which is fantastic, which is brilliant. But it is not a fake, and sometimes it takes me by surprise. I know what I'm not getting in. I know not what I'm getting into. I know what I'm not. Anyway, but this proves the fact that I'm unsure, man. Hey, stop moving your camera. It makes me feel woozy.
Forgive him, Father, for he knows not what he is getting into.
Methinks he doth protest too much, methinks. John.
Well, you want a bit of a didgeridoo, so how about we actually start the show?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. I never want didgeridoo, but yeah, let's start the show.
Well, howdy.
It's awful. The didgeridoo was actually invented on a dare. It said, can you invent? They said, all right, crikey, can you invent a fucking instrument that sounds like shit and makes everybody pissed off all around the world? He said, I can piss off you right here, and I think that's just about enough for today, isn't it? And it turns out it was a worldwide phenomenon, and now John is part of that beautiful tradition of pissing off your neighbors and making enemies. Welcome to Didgeridoo.
I'm John L. Peacock from Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two-Sided, where every episode I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the fun and the serious.
Then I take that challenge and I throw it right back at him and I say, who challenges who? Who do you think you are dealing with? Do you know who my father is? Do you know what I drive? You know what I do for a living? No, I'm honestly asking all those questions. I've lost my father, lost my car. I don't know where to report to work.
Have you lost your drive for life?
Come on, is that like a Nissan commercial? There's a Nissan commercial joke. There's like, yeah. Hey man, you look what you did. No, that's the Chrysler. Anyway, thank you, John.
Well, we are coming at you live on the Stereo app on May 5th. and on YouTube, also on our YouTube channel, Two Sided Podcast, where right now live Mother Effin' America is tuning in and saying, "Happy Cinco de Mayo. How you doing? Tune
Yes,
in
my
via
brother.
live
How you doing?
YouTube."
Because
How-
honestly, you were saying we're live on stereo on May 5th, but the viewers at home who are listening later, we're also live on YouTube on May 5th. So when we say live, it's all the same day.
It's true. That is 100% true right there.
Yep. Yeah. One of the things we are is we are constant with our timing of live. Our definition of live means, yep, that means now.
We're here right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we just start our shows with like, earlier this year, before now, later on this month.
And hitherto,
Where was the show filmed? Adjacent to the building, at the end of the road. Are we now just saying, at the left of the shoreline? God damn it! Stop saying. Okay, let's do a shot.
all right, let me get one up. With it being Cinco de Mayo, I have a little bit of tequila going on.
That's great. Being Cinco de Mayo, I have a little bit of a flask with a mustache. And sometimes I drink like this. These other times I drink like this. But it's
Cinco de Mustachio.
It's also Yar. It's also rum. Yar. When John was celebrating St. Paddy's Day, he was Scottish. When we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, which is not a well, we'll get into that. I will be a pirate.
There you go.
When it's John's birthday, I'm going to be an astronaut or a bear.
Salud, everyone. Cheers.
All right.
Which is
okay. Okay, that was a good one. Yeah. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Dónde está? Aquí, hasta aquí, amiguero. Ay, no, querida. Ay, Dios mío. Ay. Yeah,
that's going to bring us into our first lightning round.
Ay. He's so loud in here. He sounds so loud.
Anyone anyone knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
I need to be ready. I need to think about it. But yes, I'm ready, John. It's like, oh, no, but yes. No, but yes. Oh, back then, no. Moving forward, yes. Don't look back, look forward. Yeah, okay, let's go.
This first question is, what is a muse?
When something really tickles my fancy.
What's your favorite muse?
The band it's kind of like a rock opera. They're like kind of Queen meets Queens of the Stone Age meets
the British rock band?
Yeah. Almost as good as fun.
Next question. What was Kellogg's cornflakes first invented for?
Wait, fuck, shit. We're really doing a retrospective? Like, am I having a stroke? Am I having a stroke?
That's right. My boy Pete has just realized that this is the first lightning round where we are looking back on previous episodes and asking him questions as of such.
but I just don't understand you. We had our 1-year anniversary episode a few weeks ago, and you didn't do this, and it was like, Cinco de Mayo, we're going to repeat shit because that's what we do now, traditions. Also, let's be dumb. That's a fun tradition. Okay. Kellogg, it was used for it was used by phrenologists to feel and interpret the bumps on one's head. They would use it for studying. It was in long sheets. I don't know if anyone remembers that. That's true.
No.
No? Phrenology? You don't think phrenologists feel and interpret the bumps on someone's head. That is what they do, John.
Using Kellogg's Corn Flakes?
Well, no, they used them in training, John. They don't use them to feel and interpret because cornflakes don't have heads, but they have bumpy scalps that could be something of maybe like you're not using the right shampoo, or you have like a little scabby thing there, or like you got hit, your stitches are out. Like that is a cornflake head, as we call it in the biz. I'm pretty sure this is all in the transcript. I'm pretty sure.
Major burning. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Am I not correct on this one?
Yeah. Let's say you are.
All right. Perfect. Perfect.
Next question. What was one of the quote unquote pranks that Alfred Hitchcock supposedly did to his actors?
Oh, no, I remember this one. There were two actors and they came to him. They're like, hey, this is my baby. She rolled over hers in the sleep. And she's like, no, this is mine. And Alfred Hitchcock is like, I'll cut the baby in half. They're like, no, don't do that. They both said it. And like, he didn't see that coming. So to prove a point, he cut the baby in half. And he's like, ha, not a real baby.
Obviously, that's true. Yeah. And finally, when are you able to get your identity back in the French Foreign Legion? When are you able to get your identity back in the French Foreign Legion?
Oh no, that's an easy one because we have that whole reference about the French Foreign Legion being like Project Mayhem. So you leave Project Mayhem, you leave Foreign Legion, you don't get it back until death.
Yeah. 4 for 4.
God damn, my mind is a steel trap. I'm pretty okay on these remembering things. You're welcome.
And if anyone wants to fact check my boy Pete, just listen to the past 3 or 4 episodes. Okay, moving on.
Which can be found on
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all under Two-Sided, our show, Two-Sided, where I challenge Pete with the two sides of life.
Or you can watch it on the YouTube on our channel, which is called
Two-Sided Podcast.
Or you can watch it on Fans Only, which is called
The Two Sides of My Boy Pete.
Or we just have a new presence on Farmers Only, John, and our site there is called
Three-Sided. We're not sure why.
You, Me, and a Bale of Hay, Johnny. That's our logo.
roll and say hey.
No, we're not German. Hey, man, 3 sides alive. You, me, and a bale of hay. You know what I mean? Come on down. Yeah. But we also have the Germans. Sometimes we always say, yeah, it's you, me, and the Knitzel. Yeah. And sometimes one of us is playing the Knitzel. Very good. Okay. The 3 sides of Knitzel. Here we go. Oh,
Das ist gut.
Don't mind if I do.
Speaking of the 3 sides, we got a couple of messages here.
Lay them out, baby.
So I hear that Cinco de Mayo is not an actual Mexican holiday at all.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not Mexican independence.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask Mexicans, they say it's just another excuse for Americans to get drunk.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, John, do you see? Just
Yeah.
Without even knowing the whole story, that he just feels naturally drawn to the correct answer and how people like. I'm going to use some of the words that he used when we start this whole thing because I got things to say about this.
Fantastic. Let's get to that.
Appropriation, John. Sorry, appropriation. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you on this fine day? I am currently dragging a magnet through the driveway, checking for treasures that threaten to end the life of my tires. I've found quite a bit, actually, and I'm still going. We'll see what the night brings. Good to see you.
Girl, you too.
Girl,
glad you're here. I always love the foxes. Talk is good, people. I was okay. She's dragging the magnets. I know I'm not going to go off on another tangent, but one of the things I would love to get one of the big ass powerful magnets and do have you seen all the videos of people magnet fishing? And
Yeah.
they found like just tons of stuff and like, oh, here's a gun and here's like things, and they've helped solve murders that are open cases because they found murder weapons.
They're dragging the river, the pond, or whatever. Yep.
But just over a bridge, like, dude, that would be fun as shit. Hey, you catch anything? I caught a knife, a 45, and a washing machine. What are you looking for? Carp? Crazy bastard. Welcome to the party. Get a magnet.
Get a magnet. Y'all come up here on the bridge with me. All right, fair enough. Good on you.
I'm gonna go with meatloaf for $500.
The clove with the pale dashboard lights.
That's right.
For 800. What is meatloaf? Ooh. Okay. I've already been like super excited about this show because I knew the Foxes were going to be here. I knew MFA was going to be here. I know. I feel it in my bones. So I celebrated early. He said meatloaf. I know he's not talking about meatloaf, but I watched a video on how to make shawarma, and I'm thinking about buying one of those rotisseries that they have in like the, hey, you want falafel? Falafel. Hero for you. And I can make hero meat and like, I have a spit in my kitchen, like, hey, come in. No, take off sandals, no problem. Here's more socks. Very good. Come. Super excited. Meatloaf. Go ahead. It's the same process.
Boy, you can't put nothing past this desert fox. He's right. It's a commercial holiday for you to drink.
Howdy, worm.
So consume a fine Corona, or Pacifico, or Dos Equis.
See, for me, if I'm going, John, what is if you're going like Mexican beer, and it doesn't, and it's not even for Cinco de Mayo, because there's sometimes like I'll have like, that's a good summer drink. What is your beer of choice?
In New York or back home? Because it changes.
A question.
Tecate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yours?
No. Tecate. Tecate is like mine through and through because it's just an easy lager. I like the Modelo's, but then they have the dark and and sometimes like, oh, get a
Especial. Yep.
I don't like this, and I don't like. It gets all weird. Pacifico is a little too skunky for me. Corona's a little too skunky for me. Like I gotta dress it up with a lime, and then I feel like a sissy. I'm like, what am I doing?
El Presidente is quite nice out here, in New York. Yep.
Yeah. But I didn't vote for him, so not my El Presidente.
Well, shout out to Worm Million who just left that last message. Good to see you, brother.
Worm. Good to see you, man.
Okay, so an update. I found about a pound of nails, washers, screws of different sizes, clamps, U-hooks, paper clips, wire. About a pound of it, maybe more, just in my driveway. The only murder weapons I have found right now so far are the murderous weapons that threaten to destroy my tires. Not the good kind of treasure at all. Hello, Worthy. How are you doing, my friend?
That's when you should have put a bunch of plants. The only murder weapons I found are
I think my beer's from like the hood, somebody's basement.
Yeah, bathtub beer. But I'm just saying, the old adage is, are you a Mexican or a Mexicant? And my response is, oh, I'm a Mexican. Won't. Won't.
I actually come from a family of bathtub beers. My grandpa on my mom's side made it all the time.
Hell yeah. Well, nowadays there's like all these. I got really sick one time. Okay, Ren fairs. All these Ren fair people are doing like, oh, we're gonna do meat. This is almost like beer. So
Yeah.
I was like, this dude made meat, and I drank. Oh, it tastes good. Man, fine. Like I got so ill, like not drunk, but just like, oh no, why is your stomach hurting so bad? Why do you feel like you have fevers and chills? Like, did I have the devil inside of me right now.
Ooh.
It was horrible, but it was like it wasn't pasteurized correctly, or it
Right.
fermented wrong, or did some bullshit. I don't know.
It's spoiled. It's spoiled, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what are you gonna do? Let's go to a Ren fair and figure this shit out, John.
Yeah. Nowadays, with yes.
No, but I was just gonna say, because I'm gonna get up your alley. Because you're gonna blow by my comment of let's go to a Ren fair. I want to make it more personal to you, so you can't blow by it. Let's go to a Ren fair, dressed like the original Star Trek cast. So we've been beamed into the Renaissance Fair. And will you accept that as a reason to go and maybe a talking point, John? Continue.
I think they'd accept us. I think they'd accept us more than most people who try to go in barging with without any kind of costumes or anything.
Oh, 100%. And we can, what is this? We must find their customs. All right, I will take off my shirt, tighten my girdle, John. I'm going to go fight the king.
Yeah, and even better is halfway through the day, we kind of blend in, but we're still with the original Star Trek costumes. But like what we've found throughout the day to make us blend in and be of the
It's like
time.
part two. Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
like part two when they go to, like, you saw when Spock and Bones, and they all went to like the 1940s. And you saw again when Scotty, when they saved the whales in the movie. And
Heck yes.
dude, like, come on, man. Come on, John. If you're one of my crew, John, I hope you adapt and overcome every Renaissance obstacle as it is presented to thee. Nay, none shall pass except for us. We're Starfleet troopers. Come on, man, Starfleet. Not a trooper, I'm a captain. You're a science officer. You're definitely a science officer. You're not a doctor.
You cannot change the laws of physics, Jim.
God damn it, Jim.
Bathtub beer is the finest.
The only problem is I have swallowed, okay, I've almost swallowed my rubber ducky as I'm bathing in the bath. Let's see, no, I had to work that out. We'll table that.
Well, but there's something to it, because with bathtub Jim beer, as opposed to home brews, you have to siphon it, and so you have to start the vacuum, and so you can get
Correct.
it when it's not complete, it's not ready to be drank, but you can get it in your mouth because you're trying to siphon it into the final thing. Yeah.
And it's a little ducky. It feels like a Smurf in your mouth. If you swallow that, you will die. That's I've seen it. It's proof.
I've seen it. It's proof. White boy Pete, did the mead make you shit? Did you shit the Ren Fair?
Dude,
Oof.
It in my mouth, my ass, like I just ooh, and I was like, and it wasn't like, oh, I can run there, and I'm like, I just don't feel sick. It's like I'm crippled over, like, oh my god, like you have the stomach flu, and then it's like, even when you're shitting and puking, it doesn't feel good, like it's not a good thing, like a good puke, and when you're good and hammered, it's like, god damn, it's cathartic.
Yeah.
It's like it's a good cry with a therapist.
Yep.
It's a
cleansing.
It's cleansing. It just, you get that goddamn evil out of your system, man. And you feel okay after. You know what, you're going through hell right now. I don't enjoy this. I know that my therapist doesn't, or anyone who's watching me purge. No one does. But we're all going to be better people when I get to the other side. That's all I know.
So let's get to the other side together and start our first segment of the night. The true history of Cinco de Mayo.
Here we go. Ooh, folks. folks, if you're listening now, if you are still with us, if you started this podcast on Spotify, Apple Pod, farmers.com, YouTube, stereo, and you're still with us, this is where you hit that subscribe and that like button on the video that you're watching, because we know that you're already hitting that link above on the live screen on the stereo, which takes us to our YouTube. So if you hit that subscribe and hit the alert button, you'll see every time we go live, which is going to be unfortunate for you because it's not the same time all the time, because we like to keep it fresh and we like to keep it real. We're here for you. Thanks,
Shortly after 5 p.m. Pacific, shortly after 8 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday.
Almost at 5, kind of at 5:15.
Right around 8.
You guys like drinking? We do too.
On Two-Sided Podcast on YouTube. Check us out.
Cheers, mate. Good on you. All right, let's now I feel like let's get into the true meaning, the true background of Cinco de Mayo.
So as we are on the day, although many in the United States who are celebrating this day by drinking tequila in one form or another believe that Cinco de Mayo is an equivalent to the 4th of July. The holiday of Cinco de Mayo is not the same as Mexico's Independence Day. That's September 16th, by the way, just as a side note. The holiday celebrates the Mexican victory over the French in the Battle of Puebla, which took place May 5th, 1862.
Correct. So again, the reason that people are, because I don't know a lot of history of that battle. I do some of the wars around there, but I don't know the specific, I know the outcomes of what happened and how the territories were divided and how things happened. But so I don't have a lot of information on this. I just know the outcome and I know my thoughts and feelings on this. And I'm 1862, you said.
Yep. So 1 year prior, the Mexican president, Benito Juarez, suspended payment of all foreign debts. This caused the escalation that led into the French invasion, because they owed a lot to the French and they didn't want to pay it because the French, it was basically like taxes. They were kind of a colony of sorts. And they're like, no, we're done. Yeah.
Right. Because it wasn't the same as the being like true colonization of like the English coming over or American colonies of in Africa, in India, in that colonization that lasted and that took over and still has lasting consequences. The same way it was. They had claims on the land. They were settlers, and they were providing them, they thought, with a better life, but they weren't living there and taking the territory.
Right. And they were forcing the European lifestyle on the people of Mexico. Yeah.
Correct. Which is, hello, welcome. That's Spain. That's like, it's sometimes we also only use S's when we think of S's. There's no problems. In Ibiza, I tell you, so Misa. Very good. No, man, we don't like to talk like that. No, thank you very much. No.
In response, France invaded Mexico, and Mexican soldiers were outnumbered 2-1 by the better equipped French army. But in the town of Puebla, the Mexican force prevailed. The victory boosted Mexican army's morale and the national pride.
Look at them. We have them outnumbered 2-1. Francois, you can bring me a crepe Suzette or maybe a cafe, because I am going to bask in the moment before we trample them. Oh, it's very good, Francois. It's very good. Wait, what are they doing? There only are half of them as many as we are. That is not correct. Look at them. I can't. I needed you to help me out on something. If I go hard, if I'm doing full on. Look at them.
You were building the world. I saw it. You were building the world.
Right. That would be good. If you can, maybe bring me a horse or a bayonet or a baguette. Oh, let us have baguettes before we go and take them. We have at them number 2 to 1. Yeah, it's very good. Meanwhile, those cabrones, hey, they think we are small, but we are big and fire. Look at them. Okay, here's the plan. As soon as they get their baguettes, then we go over. We're like, hello, do you like chorizo baguettes? And then we get all of them. Hey, orale! Come on, Cornell, come on, orale! Because they're doing, they're coming over here. Even though we have them outnumbered 2 to 1. Oh, Jean-Pierre, put your cannon in their direction while I eat my baguettes. Orale, don't even worry about it. It's just a cannon, eh? He ain't gonna shoot. Hey, Jean-Pierre, we got chorizo. Huh? Hey. Monsieur, they say they have chorizo, which apparently is very, very good for baguettes. Let them come, Jean-Pierre. Let them come. We have them outnumbered 2 to 1. What are they doing? Boom! Welcome to Pueblo.
And we will talk about that in a moment. But the French, led by Napoleon, went on to capture Mexico City and install Austrian Archduke Ferdinand Maximilian I as the ruler with the title of Emperor. In 1866, with political and military assistance from the U.S., the Mexican army expelled the French and captured and executed Maximilian I. Juarez reassumed the presidency and declared that May 5th, the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla, would be a national holiday.
Which is a great idea. But I mean, so the great idea is that someone could be called an emperor. So John, what I would like, and I'm only going to put it forward because this being a special day and all, like, let's have remembrance of, even though that was May 1st, Maximilian did it first. I can do it second. If I can be the emperor of the two-sided pod, my boy Pete, emperor of the two-sided, from this day forth, so ever so he reigned until his execution. So as it said, so shall it be done. I don't know. I'm just saying, can we workshop this? See what the board thinks?
You realize that he was an Austrian national sent to Mexico, given emperor by the authority of the French, who were under the rule of Emperor Napoleon.
Correct. I am my boy Pete in Southern California, friends with the ginger in Brooklyn who thinks he's a cowboy from Arizona, who has a head like a Scotsman who wears a kilt to support the Irish. Do you think I have any business being here? No. Make me an emperor and kill me later. That's all I'm saying. Want to drink about that?
I'll drink to that.
Bing, bing.
Salud.
Cheers, mate. Oh. Anybody who's out there listening, thank you so much still for staying with us. We're the two-sided pod. We come every Thursday. We leave every Thursday night. We're back every Tuesday. Leave every Tuesday night. Come back on Thursday. It's very repetitious.
That's all in the stereo app.
It's all. Oh yeah. That's all of that. Right. It's where I clock in and clock out. It's where the rubber meets the road. Gotcha. It's where we connect with the people. I'm with you, John. Sorry. It's all in our PR folder. If you click on the link above us, you will get to our YouTube channel. It's the Two-Sided Pod is our YouTube
Two-Sided Podcast.
Two-Sided Podcast. I'm going to get it. There's so many changes all the time. I didn't read the PR folder. It'll get you to our Two-Sided Podcast where you can see our faces right now. We're live, which is Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de 6:48 p.m. Pacific time. So it's later than that where John is. Anyway, we're also, if you like this show, God bless you, hit that subscribe, hit that alert button, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your parole officer, tell the secret little child inside you. We all have one. And give it a hug. Say, hey, you're gonna be okay, kid. But also listen to this fucking podcast. Pretty goddamn awesome.
While Cinco de Mayo is acknowledged and celebrated in Mexico, it is not treated as a federal holiday. In the United States, Cinco de Mayo celebrations began the following year in 1863, right after the battle, in the southern border states like California. 15 years before the Battle of Puebla, California and other southwestern states were formerly Mexico. Arizona, New Mexico, parts of Texas. So Mexican civilians were made U.S. citizens overnight by the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848.
You said, so I'll say that one more time. All Mexican citizens? You said? Wait, say it one more time.
In those areas of Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico.
But it's those areas because we hadn't had, it was still part of Mexico. We're still at that point.
Up until 1848, up until that treaty.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So they said at that point, we're taking your land. Hey, you're good now. You're good. Don't talk to those people over there. They're no longer yours. Welcome to the party. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Go ahead.
And that treaty itself is a major contribution to the creation of the culture of the Chicano.
You need to finish that thought.
Leave
that one hanging.
Chicanos are known to be people on both sides of the border states of Mexico and the United States, with a shared culture, shared language, and shared background that is somewhat distinct from anywhere else in both the rest of Mexico and the rest of the United States.
Okay, cool. I'm so glad you said that. That's a really good explanation, and it is exactly what it is. But it is, if you equate that to the other things that have happened in our world and where we are, like we now call it code shifting. If there's in Southern California, they call it Spanglish.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just how you, and a lot of people who are not Spanish, who have no Hispanic heritage, who are not Mexican, who have nothing, who have just grown up in East LA, they speak the Spanglish of like every other word. Like I know what you're saying, and I can, but then you get also inner city of just like, here's slang, or you get the deep South of here's of how you your dialect of how you code shift, of how you verbally distinguish yourself so you can be heard and respected in one culture of your life, and you can be heard and respected in the other.
Yep.
And then, because if you're a John L. Peacock coming to Mexico, my family has a cabin. ¿Dónde está John L. Peacock's family cabin? You're like, oh, no, look at this here. Like you are fucked.
Right.
But if you were honestly like Tom Segura, if you look like that, but you have perfect fluent Spanish because your mom was Spanish, like, okay, you now have cred. You now code shift of like, you can be the silly guy, be the clown, be the ginger in Brooklyn, but also can pop the border. That's like me and Canadians. They're like, oh, we see your rosy cheeks and red nose. I'm like, no, I'm an alcoholic. Those are veins. Hey, come on in, no problem. There's some ale in the moose, eh? Don't worry about the boot. I don't even know. Just saying.
Take your twofer.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. 6-pack of twofers. Oh yeah.
So the first Cinco de Mayo celebrations did not include margaritas. They weren't invented until the 1940s, though that is obviously in the United States directly attributed to it. This is a kind of a side story which I really like. So when they were invented in the 1940s, they were so popular that they became the most popular American cocktail in the 1970s over the martini. So margarita surpassed the martini from the 40s to the 70s, especially when they went from on the rocks to blended. And blended, they'd have to do by hand up until a certain point. And it was Mariano's Mexican. What?
But you're like, where was it? It was a child labor law of 1972 that says it now has to be done by a blender instead of by these children by hand. John, you can't leave me hanging like this for this long. You read. Come on, baby.
Mariano's Mexican Cuisine, a Dallas restaurant that the blenders that they had, the individual blenders couldn't keep up in 1971. So they looked at the 7-Eleven Slurpee machine at the time and created the very first soft serve margarita, frozen margarita as we know it today. After 34 years of service, that first one was retired and is now in the Smithsonian National Museum of American History.
That's pretty cool. Let's take it a step further, John. If we see the technology happening and making the margarita so great, why don't we go bigger, John? Because we see the beautiful need for the blended margarita, but now we also see the oil drilling in Texas. If we have a drill this big and that was for ice, and we can buy ice from the Antarctic, we take it on tugboats and we drill it over here, and we have the biggest. No, it's not going to work. We'd have to.
What if we have to sell them in Alaska?
Yeah, we got to sell them up there. No one likes margaritas up there. That's a daiquiri state. We know
that's
for
true.
Sure. It's a daiquiri state. They like fruit, John. They like fruit.
Well, let's get back to the Battle of Puebla.
Let's do it, man. I mean, you call me Maximilian the First because I'm your goddamn emperor, and I'm ready to die on this hill. Let's do it.
Certain that success would come swiftly, 6,000 French troops under General Charles Latreille de Lorans set out to attack Puebla de Los Angeles, a small town in east-central Mexico. From his new headquarters in the north, Juarez rounded up a ragtag force of about 2,000 loyal men, many of them either indigenous Mexicans or of mixed ancestry, and sent them to Puebla.
John, this is one of those moments I want you to remember, and I need you to highlight and put into your thought process of like maybe a journal of like how I made it or how my life went wrong, of the life choices and business partnerships I made with my boy Pete. I just need you to remember this moment, because when we go live, when we are on stage and we are touring in like at the Moon Tower Comedy Club, and we're at doing things in Australia, and we're doing little halls of our stupidity that people are following us, you are going to get booed like a motherfucker when you chop up a few names, say one like indigenous person from Mexico, and say the other two like a white man. Like I don't even have the emotional energy to deal with it all myself. I need the support of a live audience. I'm gonna let this one slide, but go back and listen and remember this. This will happen to you, and may God have mercy on your soul. Or Jesus Cristo, ay Dios mío, nobody cares anymore.
The ones I chopped up were the French, and I don't care about them, so sorry, guys.
See, that is why we do not like him. Look at us. We have him outnumbered 2-1. We could probably take him. See, now I'm going with romance languages. What are you going to do, John?
Vastly outnumbered and poorly supplied, the Mexicans, who were led by Texas-born General Ignacio Zaragoza, fortified the town and prepared for the French assault. On May 5th, 1862, this is the French guy, Lorencez. Okay, Pete, Lorencez in French. I grew up knowing Spanish, not French.
Lorencez. CEC.
Lorencez gathered his army, supported by heavy artillery, before the city of Puebla and led an assault. The battle lasted from daybreak to early evening, and when the French finally retreated, they had lost nearly 500 soldiers. Fewer than 100 Mexican men had been killed in the clash. Puebla de Los Angeles was renamed for General Zaragoza, who died of typhoid a few months after his historic triumph there.
That's awesome, man. This guy's like his typhoid. Come on, that's coming. He probably had it. I wonder how many of his other soldiers died.
Yeah, it probably culminated there. Yeah.
Because I was like, I was like, yeah, 3 months. Like, oh yeah, you got it there. You did your goddamn due diligence, Zaragoza. Nice, good on you.
Since then, Chicano activists raised awareness of the holiday in the 1960s, in part because they identified with the victory of the indigenous Mexicans, such as Juarez, the president, over the European invaders during the Battle of Puebla.
Yes.
Today, revelers mark the occasion with parades, parties, mariachi music, Mexican folk dancing, and traditional food such as tacos and mole poblano. Some of the largest festivals are held in Los Angeles, Chicago, and Houston, but mostly in the United States today, the history and patriotism of the day is a bit lost in translation.
Completely. It's like your St. Patty's Day when John Lura killed. It's lost. It's like, no, I support these things of the things. There's good festivals, and the thing is, the people who are the activists, the Chicano activists, you have to lean in to the zeitgeist of where you are. You can't fight upstream and like, no, we're gonna have a museum and people can come in and be quiet and look at these facts and read books in the library. Like, oh no, you want a party, you want a festival. Well, let's show all the music we have. Let's do all the food we have. Let's do all the things that truly came from that you love. And then on those festivals, here's the information about why. Here's what the information you need to learn. Here's the things you can take away from the idea of colonialism or the fight for one's independence or the need to be free and what you go through and what it means to stand up. Here's the different things that you can learn, but also, do you want a blended margarita? And also we're doing mariachi. So if I can have a great time.
Right.
You lean in, bro. But are we at the point where I say what's horrible about it yet? Or you have more stuff?
I think I can open you up to that because the next thing, the Foxes mentioned this, and obviously it's a big part of it today. Commercialization of this Mexican holiday emphasizes the consumption of tequila, margaritas, Tex-Mex, and Mexican food. But to truly celebrate this holiday via culinary means for the region, the one thing that comes from Puebla that we have in the United States is mole poblano. That is truly invented in Puebla and is used as a celebration during Cinco de Mayo in that city and the state, basically the surrounding area.
Right, and which is delicious. And I'm sure everyone in Southern California has had it, but we got our people who listen who've heard this. And Fox, I don't know if you knew this, but we're goddamn international here. This is where I'm going to say shout out to my folks in Japan. Shout out to my folks in France. Shout out to my folks in Eastern Europe. Shout out to my folks in Canada. We got some East Coast, West Coast, South Coast, North Coast, all the coasts. I don't know about those because it says US, so I'm going to say all of them.
Sure.
Because in my mind, I want to have some guy in Utah, like in his talk things, like, man, this is the only thing that keeps me fucking sane, man. I don't know. Just like,
And he has headphones on in the basement, just snickering.
Right, but a big giant satellite above his bunker that's getting like, I can listen to one show. Call me. That's, I hope, one of our people in the US is. But shout out to all them. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Tell your friends. Ohio gozaimasu. Hey. No, that's good morning. No, I appreciate you listening. Domo arigato. Hey, domo arigato. Domo. No? Yes?
Yes, very much so.
Is
Yeah, that was great. I thought you had a follow-up to that, so I was just waiting.
No, I'm not trying to make a joke, John. I'm just like,
right.
If there's people listening, people watching, people who like, I gotta speak to the truth of the people, man. You think I'm I'm down to clown, but I'm also down for the cause.
Well, it's great because I think a thing that unifies the two of us, even though we have very different thoughts on many different things, is we're here for, we don't quite know, but we have some ideas, and we're always down to learn more, and we're equal AF.
I don't know what the fuck AF means, but I don't know. We're equal as fuck, John. I don't know what come one, come all. Come on to me, my little children. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the goddamn party.
So let's talk about how it has been corrupted. What were your thoughts on it? What did you want to bring to it?
Well, corrupted. I don't care about the corrupted. How it's been corrupted. It's been, everything you said has been corrupted because just like we bastardize, we monetize, we take anything that is something else of some other culture, we like, and we use it for evil. Like, it's just like, same with St. Patty's Day, Cinco de Mayo, and those are the two things. Once I stopped being able to compete in the Olympics as an amateur drinker,
right?
And I went professional. I started getting paid for it, and I could no longer compete. I hung my medals up, and I was like, now I'm just doing it for the love of the game, right? I realized that St. Patty's Day and Cinco de Mayo, those are the days you do not want to go out in public, because it is amateur hour.
Right.
It's people who like, oh shit, I should probably go in. This is the day to party, and there's groups of people who are hammered. People are sick, people are fighting, people are like, I don't suffer fools lightly. Like, someone will fall in front of me, like, no, should have been there. Just step over them. No, bye-bye.
Right. Over on them. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's over there. Like, I'm not. But I kind of feel like when you're in a situation like that, and it's a halfway between your Neo in the Matrix and your what's his name in the Great Race, the Great Leslie in the Great Race.
Okay.
You know what movie I'm talking about?
Yes, the movie, but not the reference yet.
Okay. So when he's going through the big cake fight and the pie fight.
Okay.
And he just like sees everything coming, and he's totally going through everywhere untouched. You see it. That's how I feel in a bar like that. That's chaos. Like, okay, no, step over that. That person's going to hit that person. Oh, she's gonna vomit. Okay, move over here. I can almost see it before it comes. It's like, why am I out in public? This is stupid. Everybody back to my house. And then I have everybody drunk at my house, which is awesome. Horrible. But that's my biggest problem is we've turned it into, it's not a celebration of the holiday.
Right.
Schools can do it and they're like, oh, we have dances and we have art projects and we have things that are trying to teach and learn, like little fairs like that. But the ones that are like, oh, the 99% of the US is it's time to get fucked up. Let's go get hammered. Which is like, ugh. Not only like you're come on, you're taking my thing. Like you guys are the ones who are dumb looking at computers at home. I'm the one who's out drunk in public. Guys, now I gotta go research this and see where I'm going wrong. Now I've learned my lesson.
Are they appropriating from you?
You know what, John? I'm calling an attorney. Hey, have you been appropriated from? Have you ever lost your need to drink because other people took it on a holiday? Well, don't worry. Here at my boy Pete, and John L. Peacock, we can help you. We too have been appropriated against because we are not good at things. Call now. Get a discount if you say appropriation. Not good at commercials.
I don't have things written beyond this, but you brought up a really good point of why I like to continually talk about this holiday, because it is a celebration of fighting against overwhelming odds that they did overcome the country. The Europeans did ultimately take over the country for a number of years after that victory, but that victory was left in the hearts and the morale of everybody that were able to fight back and ultimately expel that, because it's so much around the indigenous, especially. It's
No, 100%. But again, everything that's happened in life, and it's just where in history has it happened. All the good things have been taken. All the good stories have been told. All we're doing is repeating shit, John. Right? You're thinking of the Alamo, of here's this bravery, of this cost of like done. You're thinking the Donner Party kind of made it out, kind of was brave. You're thinking Dunkirk. You're thinking snakes on a plane. You're thinking
Waco.
No, Waco is not. Those people didn't make it out. The ones who surrendered and walked out and who were given as like walkaways or who were out getting mail made it out. Don't say Waco. I'm tired of these mother effing snakes on these mother effing planes is what I want to focus on. The people who got off that plane without poisonous bites were thankful. And they had to fight the good fight.
And it lived with them.
Forever. Even when they watched the documentary about Waco, which was totally different than their experience of having snakes on the plane.
Most of the alcohol made was here in the United States. I mean, I'm starting to feel like as an American that I was just born and drunk. Or maybe an alcoholic. Yeah, no, I'm not either one. I just like to drink. Anywho's, I'm just flipping you shit.
No, girl, I'm saying on that one. Alcoholics go to meetings, drunks go to bars. I'm down with clown. Let's go to a bar.
Fucking snakes on the motherfucking plane. There's no motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking plane.
If I was rich, John, if I was like YouTube rich, like stupid rich, of like, yeah, I got this much money to do a stupid thing, and like if I get in trouble to pay this many fines, I would go on a plane, which would the inappropriate link. I would have to, I don't know how to get it, but I would have duffel bags, and all these people, all my crew would bring them on. But the duffel bags are bags of twin snakes. They're my favorite candy from Gummy, sweet and sour. They're beautiful. They're delightful. I love them. You get 2 for $1.50 in my local liquor store. Super good. 2 bags. They're little. It's super good. Highly recommend. Twin snakes. If you open the cabinet and have 5 bags of twin gummy snakes fall out, and then you feel like, these fucking snakes from this fucking plane. I was like, what? I was like, ah! I do a whole thing. Like, what are you doing? Anybody want a gummy? And then the video's done. It's like, now I have to clean this all up and talk to the cops. John, do we have that kind of fuck you money for snake plane money? Tell me what we do, because that's something I do.
So my impressions are really bad, but at least I'm really good at something.
Girl, we're all good at something, and it's finding that little, it's that diamond in the rough. And if you're born with it, maybe it's heredity, maybe it's Maybelline. We don't know, but sell it all the way. We believe in you. I think you're great. I love them foxes, man. I love them foxes.
And we're going to jump right into our next lightning round.
Oh, lightning round! This seems like a bad idea the way the show's been going thus far. Maybe we should do a shot. I'm going to go wait in the car because I can't stay here anymore. All right, you go do that. This guy. What are you going to do with him, right?
Cheers to everyone listening.
Cheers to everyone listening. We're live on YouTube, live on Spotify, live on only. Cheers.
We're live in your ears if you're listening to us right now. Shoot.
That's more of an earworm. I saw it on Star Trek, and they put the little bug inside of his head, and he says, "Caw!" Remember the earbug? Anyway,
I do.
Earworm.
Do.
Lightning round. I'm back from the car, baby. All I needed was a shot. Whoa, that's a party.
So this one, because it was so popular last week, we are bringing it back this week. This is movie summaries and reviews.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is the one. No, is this the line or this? This is the one. Are you say the movies and I tell you the summaries reviews, and people will say if I know or I don't.
That's right, my boy Pete. So I'm going to say a couple of titles of actual movies, and Pete will say what year it's from, the summary, and the review.
Okay, I'll say around the year it's from because I'm not a goddamn encyclopedia.
That's right.
Give you what genre it is, where it's from, because I've seen everything. I am kind of like Nostradamus, and I predict tragedy with these movie choices. But I know them all. I will not lie to you. And what your job is to do after I give my summary of the movie and my review of the movie, we can all, and don't call in right now, but at the end of the 3 movies, we have 3, 4?
Well, we have 4 or 5.
All right, well, maybe call in all the time.
Yeah, we'll listen to them at the end.
Yeah, we'll listen to everything at the end, and we're going to guess on the movies and see what are trues and what are nots. And I promise you, I will not lie. And you're going to learn a lot about movies and my specific obsession with the Film Media Association and why they are blackballing me. And I'm going to take it to court. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
That's right. Just so you know, we're serious about this because the last week when we did this, my boy Pete, we had 5 movies. I spoiled the first one by saying immediately that he was right, and then we realized that we needed to take it a bit further. So, of the 4, the people who guessed in, only one was guessed correctly. All were thought that he didn't know what they were, and he did. So he is very, very knowledgeable. He has no idea what these titles are. What I'm going to tell him, but he knows the movies. He knows movies.
You shouldn't sum me out like that. You should be You should be the counterpart, remember? Where I don't know if he does, but here's what happened. I'm just saying he knows. Like, don't sell me. Here's the deal.
I think I got you. I think I got you this week. I think I got you this week. Last week, I thought you didn't know any of them, and you knew all of them. I think I got you this week.
What do you think I've done for 2 years, John? I've done nothing. I've brought my work home with me. All of my surgeries have been on Zoom. All of my dissections have been in the basement. I mean, just to keep up on my skills. Don't tell me. Continue.
This first one is Wild Weed. You might know it from its original theatrical release title, The Devil's Weed.
Oh, dude. That's actually a really good one. Well, not a good one. It's funny that you pull that out because the devil's weed is supposed to be the marijuana, and it's from 1979. It was right after or right before the war on drugs. It was right before Nancy Reagan. She was 84. No, so it has to be early 80s then. So, but it was before. Smoker, shit, what is the awful one? God damn it. Now it seems like I don't know. Anyway.
Can you give us a summary and review?
I'm about to. I was trying to like get back to, because now I can only think about that other movie. I'm like, oh, that was so awful. Hayek. Now I'm just want to think about that movie.
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness. It was right after that.
Under the original title, Tell Your Children.
Correct. Okay. So, Wicked Weed, or what we call it nowadays, an awful movie. It was the same idea where there was 2 kids who found a grow operation, and they ended up working with this old man to help rehabilitate him. But his idea, it's like the same thing as like Old Lines. Like it's the same idea of like a regrowth, a rebirth. Like you're doing this bad thing, and this is bad. Like we've learned it's bad, and like he comes around. It wasn't it was almost not a kids movie, but it was PG, so it was very like, oh, homey, and very not a good movie. So not good. Okay.
So if you are listening to us live, either on the YouTubes or the stereo, you can either text in via YouTube or call in via stereo now. Is Pete fully aware of this movie? Has he seen it before, or is he making it all up? Next title. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Brain Eaters.
Oh, dude. Did you watch it, or are you just looking these up and finding weird movies? Because Brain Eaters? No, answer the question.
I did watch them.
Oh my God. Okay. I feel like you're lying because now you don't have time for this shit. Brain Eaters there was an algae in a stream in the Amazon where they went in, they were trying to get a special flower for a cure for this special research. They were like, this will cure, and they weren't specific about what the disease was. This will cure everything. We have to go harvest this, and this is going to be this will be great. But if you fell into the water, these little things, it's almost like these little beetles would crawl in, or tadpoles. They had legs. They swam, but they came out of the water too. Anyway, they would get into your, I thought it was just the nose. They would get into your mouth, any orifice, and there was bad stuff, and they would come in and slowly eat your brain and not take over, but you'd have, at some point you'd fall out. And they're all trying to get out and get with the flower with their guide, and they're also being hunted by the natives because the flower was sacred. John, what an awful, like, that was one that I was so pissed that they didn't have a MST3K about, because that would be a perfect one. And it just, they let it lie on its own devices. I think we need to do one. Anyway.
So call in or type in now if you believe or disbelieve Pete's understanding of Brain Eaters. Next title. Don't worry, we'll think of a title.
This was right after Mel Brooks did his Kentucky Fried Movie. This was not a Mel Brooks film, but it was one of those hand in pocket. We're all funny. We're great. We think we're good. However, none of the producers, none of the actors were anything, but they were basically basing their ideas off, oh, it works for Mel. He just did Blazing Saddles. He did Kentucky Fried Movie. I can do this. Like, this is something we're funny too. No. It was a series of sketches about a guy who was, I don't even know what the fuck he was doing. It was his day. It was like he wasn't, I don't remember his point, but it was sketches of like him going into the store and him going and his interactions with people and the things would have, like, it was not good. It was funny, but it was like a Laurel and hearty handshake, that kind of humor, but not good, man. And they didn't ever think of a title, and they're like, that's a good placeholder. Let's put that in the fucking building. Awesome. Yeah. No way.
Those listening live, text or call in now. Final. Now we got two. You're going fast. Let's do both of them. Two more. Be ready.
You're slowing me down right now.
Supercock.
Supercock is dude. I'm embarrassed that I know this one. It's almost as embarrassing as saying like I actively love Over the Top. It's one of my top favorite movies, where it's a movie about arm wrestling. Or The Wizard, it's a movie about Nintendo and the Power Glove. Supercock is a movie about badminton and the journey that a weird kid who just came to college on a scholarship for badminton takes, which is awful. But there's some badass badminton. And it's like, shuttlecock. I just said, it's not shuttlecock, it's supercock when I hit it. It's almost like a Napoleon Dynamite, but not aggressive in your face with Napoleon's personality. Like, it's a true wallflower, this chick. And she gets her scholarship. And it's good. It's heartfelt, but it's not like all the good, like the shuttlecock sequences are great. Like when they're doing badminton tournaments, but there's only so much you can do when you hit it hard. And it's like, it's not like good arm wrestling or ping pong, Balls of Fury, or The Wizard when he's like, puts on the glove. Like, Supercock is good, but it's one of those, it's, yeah, badminton movie. If it comes up, and it's not going to come up on any of your dials unless you have Crunchy or Spiro. But watch it if it comes up, but don't seek it out.
And finally, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
I feel like you're being like, you're trying to trigger me, like you're trying to set me up for something, because that's the titles of like one of my favorite movies that I quoted you. South Central, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. Like, John. Okay, so of course I would know this movie. What it is, it's a coming of age film of a boy who's living in East LA, and he has to overcome all of the thoughts, the judgments, the things that people put upon him. Like he has a dream, he has a goal. You know what I mean? He says, "Man, I'm gonna go out there and get them jobs." You know what I mean? I'm gonna get khakis, want to work our way up to the top of that bank, right? 7, 8 years, promotion. And then when we get to the top, we're gonna rob that motherfucker blind, son. Rob it blind. And that is poetry. So it's a beautiful coming of age story that's a comedy, tongue-in-cheek spoof of all my favorite movies. And I prefer the Uzi with the bunny slippers. That's what I say.
So, last chance to get in your text and or voice messages for is my boy Pete telling the truth, or has he never seen these before? As we're doing that, last chance, get them in now. We're going to go back through the movie titles, and I'm going to ask you only about the years they were released, and you can give a time frame.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we're going years now. How about we just how about we don't revisit things in the past? How about we move on to a future, John? Looking back, it's not what we need to do. I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say. Talk about your years, John. You're changing a lot of things up and you want to talk about years. If this is part of your intro to the next thing, God bless you. How about you play? Whatever. Do your thing.
You're right. Halfway through
1944.
1862, 420 in Narnia. I realized the year things was, I shouldn't have put it in your hands. I should have just said them. But I was halfway through. I couldn't change it at that point. We'll change it in the future. It's fine.
Yeah. But why do you need to know about time? Like, are you trying to check those boxes off? Are you fucking writing a goddamn novel, John? Are you writing a novel? Do you need to know the time dates, John? Is that what it is? How about you leave that chapter out and call it a goddamn mystery? Nobody knows, John. Move on.
This first message is actually before we started everything. Here we go.
We started this long ago.
John. Maybe it's Musa XD.
Keeping a regular.
Fool. That's the baby's lunch. Oh my God, I can't move my legs. Oh my God, I think I'm paralyzed. Man, you already in a wheelchair. Oh yeah, everything's good. Yeah, we good.
Oh my God, he knows it's like. He knows one.
Message.
I use that as my ringtone for email or text messages forever. And then I took the one from Trip in Paris. Paris trip. Where the kids go and they do the thing and he teaches them. Like, anyway, he has his mail was mail, motherfucker. And so I put that on my text message alert. And so anytime at work, I'm like, oh shit. If I forgot to put it on mute, mail, motherfucker. Hold on, my phone's. Hold on, my phone. Hold on, it's a locker. I'm scrubbing. Can someone grab my phone and put it in my shit? Mail, motherfucker. Shit.
I was born in East LA. I was born in East LA.
I was on the wrong side. No, I lost my ID. No, but it's from my mama. But the phone is behind the Virgin Mary. Mom, it's me. Pick up the phone. Are you dead? No? So good. You saw the movie, John. You know what you're talking about.
Of course I did.
Plow, baby.
Wow, baby.
Oh, he's definitely seen Don't Be a Menace. Yeah, I'm going to say he's seen all of them.
Boom.
All of them.
Boom.
Boom.
See?
True believers.
Ah, yeah. See, those was jokes, man. I was joking with y'all. I was just fooling around, man.
Hey, man. Anybody want a cheeseburger?
You want a cheeseburger?
The
Fuck you say?
All right, man.
All right, man. Yeah, that's cool.
Man, the silence after the Maybe It's Mucin XD, I fucking choked up my beer, man. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys were like, I could just picture you stumped. Like, what? Dopest Transformer ringtone, right? It was like from the movie, when the helicopter turns in the fucking army base and shit. It was so dope. And then one day I'm in line at the bank, I think, and I hear it, and it's not my phone. So I turn around and look, and there's this fucking 400-pound dude with a pizza face and Star Wars T-shirt on, and I'm like, oh fuck, I changed it within an hour.
Yeah. You goddamn ruined Christmas. I'm Jewish, and you ruined Christmas for me. How is that a thing? Now I gotta celebrate Kwanzaa? What the sweet, holy little baby Jesus fuck? Because I can say that because I'm celebrating Kwanzaa now. So baby Jesus fuck is okay to say.
It's okay to say in my religion.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Shit.
See, now I know you haven't listened to the episode of Breath of Fresh Air. You should have caught that one, y'all. I'm just saying. Now we're going to have to school you. Children, take your seats. You're about to be taught. You go learn today.
John, you're going to have to send me the link. You know how I am about, and this is not a different thing. This is not like I don't know anything. Like, truly, I don't know anything. I don't search things. I truly don't. Like, if it ain't on Google News or YouTube, and your channel, I'll let you know, because I searched cannabis conundrum.
There you go.
It would have to be. I did, and you have some good videos there, but you don't have any of your shows, and there's no link to them. So I watched you, which was pretty awesome, but no, sir. And I subscribed. I can watch that. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
You did what you're supposed to do. You subscribe, you alert.
I alert, I subscribe, I hit the thumbs up, I do the basic work, but give me the pathway. John, I feel like maybe I need to make a weird username and try to follow you and see what it leads me, because
good luck.
No, actively. I'm saying if we hit this YouTube, in our YouTube thing, in our channel, does it have links to our Spotify and our Apple Pod and our farmers only and our fans only? And don't touch that, because I can't believe it's not butter.com fan site. Do we have any of those links up?
I don't know. I forgot.
So the answer of that is no, because John knows everything. If he knows the answer that he's giving is correct, if he knows he's incorrect, he's like,
I'll get back to you.
I'm MTG. I just gotta. I don't recall not and no. So I'm saying, if I go to this beautiful site and can see my boy holler at some funny shit with great video content for 3 videos, just like John L. Peacock has his own personal YouTube channel, which he has updated on his reel, and it's aggressive. It's old and aggressive, and I highly recommend everyone go out there and find it. If you've seen Pete the cat, you'd love John the Hunchback. So
I feel we're moving into a different direction. So let's just finish up this this lightning round. So let's finish up the lightning round.
Oh yeah, no, I'm super fast right now because everything's going well. Like, literally, everything's coming up roses, John. Let's continue the lightning round. Slow as fuck, don't remind me. Let's continue.
Wicked Weed, the Devil's Weed. Had you seen it?
Oh, the Wicked Weed? No. I was smoking Wicked Weed when I watched the movie. As it turns out, it was a series called Weeds, and I didn't like the series, so no, I have not seen it.
It's funny because everything up until the actual plot, you were spot on. It was after Tell Your Children, which is Reefer Madness. It was a much smaller budget and much more ambitious. It was about a woman who was a dancer who got involved with some guy who gave her the marijuana, and it ruined everything.
Yeah, no, because dancing was working out so well for you, lady. Come on, don't fucking try to sell me short. Don't blow smoke in my dance hole. That weed ain't so wicked if you blow it in your dance hole. Come on, let's watch the next one. John, what do you got for the next question?
Brain Eaters.
Oh, brain eaters. Oh, god damn, John. What I do is I like to put small worms into my ears and my nose every time I watch a shit movie. And sometimes I don't even fucking know if it's a real movie or not because I'm like, hey, these are brain eaters. So no, I probably watched some other maybe Shakespeare thing that you were in, and I was like, oh, brain eaters at it again. I ain't never seen no brain eater, Tom.
Yeah, you were talking about people with a pool that they couldn't fall into. It was a cone that came out of the ground that made people disappear in a small town in Illinois.
No, that's awesome. No, that's awesome. But it wasn't a pool they couldn't fall into. It was in the Amazon. They were hunting a flower, and if they fell into the Amazon River, the things would get up their noses, their mouths, their penises, their buttholes. John, did you know I mentioned buttholes? I thought it, and I was like, should I be too demure? Should I say buttholes? Is it this kind of a show? No, let me say buttholes. At least to follow.
I think you said orifices at that point.
Because I was a classy gentleman. My house was rich with Corinthian leather and walnut. At this point, we've done 2 shots. I care nothing for your sanctimonious judgment, John.
Don't worry. We'll think of a title.
No, it's all buttholes and bastards from here on in. John, welcome to the party. You're welcome. You caused it. You did it to me. I'm here to drink now. I don't care. Let's do it.
Don't worry. We'll think of a title.
No, John. I said I don't care, John. Listen to me. I'm gonna drink. We figure it out later, okay?
Supercock.
Good man. No, because I was gonna go deep in the paint and just start making jokes, but I was trying to like win people over. Because I was gonna say like, oh, well, no, it's that whole thing. It's like you've seen Pumping Iron, right? Well, it's the same thing. It's like it's a bunch of it's like strongman competition, but it's supercock. They do cock push-ups. So if they can do one, they put your hands behind your back and they do a cock push-up. And it's like the road to supercock. And there's one challenge every year. All the players come, and every year there's never a winner. But we come back and we cover it and we do their backstories. We see their training. Like all the training videos are just a lot of guys laying on the floor like and talking about how many eggs they eat. I think one of these days when we sponsor the correct athlete, right now we're spending about $17 million, the two-sided pod sponsoring supercock athletes. And so far, nothing. But when one of them pops up, we're in the goddamn money.
And finally, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Never seen it. I feel like you're racist and you are code shifting and you have actively made fun of the struggle that I went through growing up in South Central while drinking my juice in the hood, John.
With an Uzi and the pink bunny slippers. Right.
No,
Yep.
I didn't put
Never
them
seen it.
together. John, I never left the house with my bunny slippers. Those are always inside after you left the Uzi outside. John, you gotta wear the fucking Nikes and the AK when you're going out. You come in, you hold on to your slippers and Uzi just for home protection, walk around status. Come on, baby. Welcome to the party. I'm letting you drive this train.
Awesome Sauce Radio and Cannabis Conundrum available everywhere you hear a podcast. Spotify, iTunes. I believe we're even on iFart Radio. Check us out, man. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
I tried to go, ended up to go. I shot my pants podcast. I was like, keeps running through me. No, there's a, I don't know.
Okay, y'all. So I got Desert Fox on it. He's about to put links in the bios of all of the videos on YouTube. So you can find our podcast. I don't want anyone to have any reason why anything ridiculous that I might throw out there or that we throw out there. Or, I mean, it's not ridiculous unless you don't feel like learning anything, but just saying.
Oh,
check it out.
this is
Fresh up, that one.
this is where I put that in a small sample of like, ooh, girl, things are gonna get easier. Come on, it's a breath of fresh. Ooh, girl, things will get brighter. It's an air, it's something. Someday, we're gonna pronounce our words and we're gonna be not drunk. Not today, because I've been drinking with John. Drunk as a skunk. Someday.
If you're trying to get pregnant. Hey y'all, happy Cinco de Drinko. Chug-a-lug.
See, you do shots with us. I appreciate you with us. I have to pour more water.
Check out the video.
I have one more COVID secret for you guys. Yes, Mucinex D did help me get better while having COVID, but Mucinex D also helps some other things. Let me explain. I've been tracking my fertile signs because I have endometriosis and PCOS. And after I started taking the Mucinex D, my fertile signs went way up. So I was like, what's going on? So I called the doctor that's been helping me track my fertile signs. Like, we actually give Mucinex increase their fertility. Oh, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Mucinex D.
It also could. I can't. There's so many jokes, but I don't know. I can't. I don't want to offend. I don't know which way they're going with it because there's a clip of a thing. Like, I can go hard in the paint. I can go deep in the paint. John, look at my face.
How could that be the road to supercock? It sounds more like the road to penis envy because after all that, yours might be shorter than the rest. What a thought.
It's true. Like, but that is one of the things where we made enough money with a video box, and then John said he's gonna forego his share because I was gonna get a tattoo of a bigger penis on my penis, just so the ladies are impressed. Like, oh, look how big it is because it's a bigger tattoo.
It's bigger on the inside.
You mean nope, John. Fuck you.
BuzzFeed interviewed a gynecologist to fact check my TikTok. What is happening? She explains exactly how Mucinex could in fact impact your fertility. Read the article to get it straight from a gynecologist, but I'm going to explain this in layman's terms. Basically, there's this ingredient in Mucinex called guafinus. I am not a doctor. And this ingredient gets things flowing. And by things, I mean your baby making juices, yours and his, because we both got some. Makes it easier for the swimmers to get to the egg. And this ingredient is not only in Mucinex, I think it's in some other cold medicine too. But don't believe me. Don't even believe BuzzFeed. And good luck.
Here's the deal. Not only can Mucinex help you make babies, also clear the sinuses, it works as a good douche. It works as a good solar cleaner. It works as a toilet scrubber, and you can use it as a hair brush, conditioner, also shampoo. Order now and you get more Mucinex than you can handle. Put it in your hair, put it in your eyes, put it in your cooter. It will not make them run. Make those runny runs run. See, John, I'm having a hard time because all of that, like, bro, because she sounds, whoever this, that's an actor girl who's been super cut. I adore you. I love you. I love you guys. I go hard in the paint when people like, you know, shove some Mucinex up my cooler. No, sir. I didn't vote for you. It's my cooter, my Mucinex. I'll put it where I want. I have a prison pocket, John. I will do with it what I want. My prison pocket, my choices. How about that?
And if you like what you're listening to right now, there is more Two-Sided out there. We are currently recording all of our episodes of Two-Sided live on the Stereo app and on YouTube every Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Our YouTube channel is Two-Sided Podcast. We're also on Instagram and Twitter at Two-Sided Pod for both. And we have a Gmail for anyone to suggest topics or to come on to our Tuesday open chat stereo shows, two-sidedpod at gmail.com. That's TWO, sidedpod at gmail.com.
That's a good on you, mate. What I'm going to go ahead and proffer right now, because I did my due diligence to find them, and I was like, no, I don't have links, and I don't know things, and I'm not sure, and nothing's easy. I know for a fact you're a piece of shit, and I know for a fact there's all the things you said, like people have to remember the words you said and the different things, the different places. There's no links in her stuff. I know that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put your personal address and phone number in my profile until you get everything going. And people are like, hey, John, they can text you like, hey, when's the next show? Hey, John, what's the Twitter? Hey, John L. Peacock, can you get me tickets on the red carpet? Because you're a ginger. Ha ha ha! No red carpet. See? And funny things like that, John. How about we get our house in order before I get to make jokes about other people's houses? I'm a peacock, John. You got to let me fly. Get our house in order so I can make goddamn jokes. John?
Which is going to lead us into our final segment of the night. We got a message, and then we'll jump into it.
Well, I think we
just step lightly because my ankles are bad. I don't need to jump anywhere. If you listen to us talk in between those two fucking TikTok videos, you will be fucking crying. That shit was great.
See? Okay. So I love it. I love it. See, and now you need to send me the link, John. You need to find it. Send me the link. So I will go hard. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Because she was giving us a setup. She was giving us the setup to do the thing, and we were just like, No, it was like, is that a guest you have? Is that some like your friend? Shit, John. I know some people John buys weed from. They fucking crazy as shit, but you gotta let them on the apps. Shit, man. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So our final segment of the episode is road trips, part 2. You told me I had to go right into it. So last week, if those who recall or want to go back, we talked about the iconic imagery and symbolism of road trips, leading from early civilization quickly into how America, the United States especially, has really gone all in with road trips in its literature, in its pop culture, and in its iconoclasm. But now we're going to talk about Movies?
Anyone to comment on that? I caught it. You trailing off there. You calling from a walkie-talkie, John? I caught a niner in your iconic.
Broke up a little bit there.
Yeah. Iconoclasts do that.
There you go.
Folks, if you like what you're hearing and you have a dictionary or my dictionary next to you, I promise you there's some fun jokes here that are happening that are not important at all. John is the most educated person in the room, but I love it when he fails miserably. Like, can you read that back to me, court stenographer? Because that is his motus operandi, and I do not play his games. I stay true to the form. I am with it to the end, and I don't call back. Oh, replay. I'm like, oh, I like the NFL before they have the instant replay, John. How I get my fouls in, baby.
The last thing we weren't able to talk about in the previous episode were the major movies of Hollywood, of road trips. But also, we wanted to talk about our own looks at road trips, our own experiences, our own everything. So it's quite open, Pete. I have a list of movies. I have a whole lot of thoughts in my head, and I have some experiences with you. Where do you want to go with this? Choose your own adventure.
No, it's super great. Like, but I don't care. And the thing is, like, are you feeling you want to share any of our fucking ride or die moments of the things we've done and I'll be honest, John, I have looked this up. I have. You think I'm a drungo, but I have. At this point, literally everything, the statute of limitations that we can talk about, we are safe on everything. All we will be judged is by humanity and our peers. So
not just humanity, but also our peers.
Oh, John. Oh, yeah. Like when your mom sees what I've said and I've introduced to you, like it's no bueno. Like she's gonna be like, "You're out of the will." It's like, but Vicky, like, you were the one who told me about the Schwann's pepperoni pieces. Like, you can't cut me out now. And those are delightful. Anyone who knows, like John, small pan pepperonis, like no, we got them, and now I cannot stop getting them. Actively, I can't stop. They're not bad. They're not doughy. They're good. And like, one will do you. 2 is great. 5 is what you need when you're hammered. And it turns out you get 3 cases. And like, Schwann's delivered again. I don't know.
Shout out to Schwann's.
Shout out to after Thursday shows. Keep eating everything in the freezer. That's the lie. My body's a temple, John. I never said who worships there, but my body's a temple.
Yeah.
All we demand is your soul and your heart. Literally your heart.
But figuratively, your heart.
Yeah, but also, so I don't know, John, like this is your goddamn right. You'll have to keep me. If we're doing our road trips, like great, we can talk movies and we're safe and whatever. You want to talk road trips with us, like, but you're gonna have to. Because if I say like, all right, and so then I was and John was, and also like, okay. Because there's things that I truly don't care. I truly don't care. Like, I'm not trying to run for political office. I'm not trying to have an agent. I'm not even trying to have the 3 jobs I have at the hospital,
right,
or this tech company I work at. I'm not trying to keep those. I just don't care. All right, is this when the road meets the road? Let's goddamn do this. I can move to New York because goddamn John has a goddamn big place for me to stay. Super awful. All of these things are bad. So you do not give me options. It doesn't be choose your own adventure. As a child, I would read the Choose Your Adventure and keep my fingers in all the pages. Like, I would finish a Choose Your Adventure book in one reading, and I'm done with it because I had my fingers in the pages.
I chose the best adventure. That's what I chose.
You chose the adventure less traveled, is what you did. Some take the high adventure, some take the low adventure, and we'll meet together in Mayo. But here's the deal, John.
Yeah.
So what I can say about road trips, let's not go movies. Let's just talk road trips. How about this? Let me start. One thing I can say about John is this man is a road dog, and I was an experience in it. I was part of it, but he's built himself up. He has the calluses on his fingers from playing guitar of the road trip thing by himself, and people who road grip with him are part of that helped build those guys, but they're already there. He did it. So one of the things about John, like we did some road trips. We did a handful. We've done it. But John is the true motherfucker where he's saying, like, I'm going to go to here. I'm going to travel to here. I'm going to travel to here. I'm like, yeah, sure you are. And it'll be 2 years, 3 years, but he will do it. He will go to, I'm going to Europe. I'm going to UK. I'm going to this. I'm going here. I'm traveling all around for months and months. I'm going to New York. I'm going to go across the country. I'm going to, motherfucker. And the thing that I don't like about it is that he has the dedication and I don't have any. And it makes me feel shitty. And I was like, whatever, man, you drive. Shut up and don't look at me. I'll be in the back. That's not true. That's not even true.
You stay in the front. Yeah.
Oh, I stay in the front because you're driving is horrible. Like, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Every single time you're like,
one hand on the suicide handle, one hand on the dashboard.
Right, my butt out the window because Moon and those goddamn tourists from Wisconsin, they think they know us. Fuck them. Welcome to America. Very dangerous.
And that was in Europe.
Right? How do they have Wisconsin plates in Germany? This is crazy. Oh yeah, no, it's in my Scheiße, the Wisconsin ice. Oh, chatterheads. Oh nine. I hope you don't like
Fra fromage.
Seriously.
Yeah, there's something about that. I feel at home on the road in many ways. I come from a trucking family, father and older brothers, and beyond that, we're all in that constant move. And there's something, and as a young kid, before I had memories that I retain, I have stories of people saying, "Oh yeah, you were in the truck. You were waking up to the smell of fertilizer or cow manure and saying something funny." And I have no memory of that except for the story, but it's in me. It's so embedded in that I think that's where I feel at home more than most places.
Moving. Well,
Yeah.
I always look at moving as like they can't get you if you're moving. And if they're gonna get you, they gotta catch up with you.
Right. Smokey and the Bandit.
100%. But you go that, so there's a fine line, John. There's a fine line. So there's these beautiful gems when you think about Smoking the Bandit. It's like, yeah, if you're driving 110, you're gonna get popped for anyone you pass, right? But they'll have to catch you. But now we have radios. But there's a fine line of being like, all right, we're gonna do 70, 80, 85, 88. I'm not gonna break 90. Like they're gonna watch me. They're gonna be on me. Like, are you gonna be a dick about it? You gonna be a dick about it? Come on, man. It's that pushing that line. And it's just like, you growing up on the road is like, wake up in Alabama with manure, you wake up in Tennessee with potatoes, you wake up in Florida with white slavery, and like all the things that you just, you know, a man on the road, a man on the go, man on the go. I don't know.
Okay, so there's a couple of movies that I do want to bring up. I have a huge list right in front of me, but the first one, because I know you are a John Wayne fan. Do you know his first movie?
Well, Pilgrim, I don't know about if I know if it's the first, but I can tell you it's probably one I know. Look at my little goose.
Stagecoach.
Oh, now you're talking, Pilgrim. Stagecoach. Now that was when I was a driver on Stagecoach. Maybe not. I don't know. I remember the movie though.
When I researched him a bit to do a weird impression of him while I was doing Shakespeare in Much Ado About Nothing several years ago, I saw a whole lot of films, and that one always stood out to me because the first time we see him, it's John Ford. So, you know, they had a huge partnership for many, many years. His first time on film, and Ford has him introduced to the American audience with this big pan in as he slings a shotgun backwards to cock it, and then is like startled at the camera being so close. It's this big nonverbal declaration of "I'm John Wayne," and that was him from then on. He was a kid. He was so young, and it's this trope of a movie of them on a stagecoach and bandits trying to get him, and he's the one. But there's he says, an old man says, "Save the last bullet," and that became a trope from then on. That's still used today with any zombie movies, right?
No,
save the last one for you.
But why? Okay, so to me, like, I'm with you. If you're talking film wise, it's a trope because this is something repetitive in film genres through and through. But truly, John, in a logical, honestly, John, as a man who lives in Brooklyn, New York, as a ginger, pale motherfucker who makes his own vitamin D, who has no go bag by the front door. Do you understand the idea of save the last one for you? Like, if there's the people of the idea, it's not like, oh, it's the zombie movie. Oh, it's the Western. Oh, it's the you're being in a heist. Nah, man, if shit's going down, like, am I gonna deal with this or am I gonna deal with this? Come on, John.
Right.
But
what's
honestly,
worse?
Right. And that's literally only if I was riding shotgun on a stagecoach, or if I was in a John Ford movie later in life. But the other times I'd be really like, no, man, I'm here. I'm good. Ready to rock.
How green is our valley? Let's go.
Right. They call me the Duke. Dog, come here. John. Oh, you wanted to say that because his name is John Wayne. You just wanted me to say his name, say your name. In John Wayne references, John L. Peacock always has a name.
Easy Rider.
Good movie, rough movie. It was a true road trip movie. Not a great movie. I don't like it. I'm actually not a big fan of it. But it's very iconic, very road trippy, very free, very. You know what, John? You know what? To be honest, to be totally honest, I've only watched it like 2 or 3 times, and not recently, not in the last 5 years, 6 years. You know what? Before I speak, I'm a goddamn educated man. I will watch that movie, and I will have a specific answer about the movie because right now all I know is costumes. I know the storyline. I don't know the acting and the background and why and how the character development and what is driving them that makes it a good movie. I just know like running on the highway. John, we gotta get helmets. Done for adventure. You have tassels. Looking for I want tassels too on my bike. Even though I'm pedaling, it's a girl's bike. Come on, John. Just saying.
To me, that movie has a lot of parallels to Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid.
It does, but Butch Cassidy is so much classic. It's like saying that Butch Cassidy has the ideas of the last chance of shit. Digging the hole, boss. Digging the hole.
Oh, Cool Hand Luke.
Nope. Cool Hand Luke. It has the same connotation because you're talking about the idea of what the setup is. So it has that feel, but it's not. It's a different take on it. Like people would say, our podcast, our two-sided pod that we're live now on YouTube. We're also on Spotify. We're on Apple Pod. We're on Farmers Only. We're on Fans Only. The password is Drungo, Ginger, John Peacock. Put that in 15 passes too. But anyway, I'm just saying there's a through line of these things, and you don't have to. They're related, but they're not related. It's like a Fibonacci sequence. Like, oh, if you think hard enough, you can make a number to a number to a number to make that connection. If you think hard enough. Well, Madame Cleo told me that I would meet a new person, and then I went to a Chinese food restaurant and I got a fortune cookie and said, "Your new person is close by." And so then I just hollered at every construction worker on the way home, and I met a lot of people. Like self-proclaiming prophecies. You don't have to do it in movies, but you have to be aware of the idea.
Okay, then I'm gonna just go with these final three that I feel you have connections to. First, the Muppet movie.
Which one?
The original, where they go across.
Not the Muppets, but the Muppet movie. When they said, "Come on, we're getting the band back together." Okay, here we go. John, I'm having all sorts of problems with my Continental impressions right now, and now you're going to throw Muppets into it, where there is no rhyme or reason. It's just Muppets. Like, thanks, Jim Henson. You did this to me. You did it. I hope you have a bad headache someday soon.
Oh, get him some aspirin.
No, is that too soon? Yeah. Here's the deal. Sometimes when we go across the U.S., I'm getting the band back together. What does he mean, man? We're getting the band back together. Band back together. Band back together. Oh man, that seems really cool. We should probably get the band back together. John,
That was fantastic.
Thanks, buddy. I'm trying to get through the electric. Dodger Electric's blue car. No, I can't. All right, man.
Going closer to the two of us, planes, trains, and automobiles.
So that John, that hits home because not only is it great, is it fucking an amazingly written movie. It has a great storyline. It has amazing scene work, great acting. It has the thing, everything you want to feel the feelings of with a great, hilarious movie. But in addition to that, John, the idea, the whole concept of the movie is like, hey, remember when you're traveling and shit got fucked up? Yep. If you have ever been traveling for more than 1 month, more than 3 weeks, but if you're 2 months, 3 months, if you're moving, like, things will go poorly at some point, and it's literally how you deal with that, and it's how you feel about it, and how, like, you can be the Steve Martin, like, God damn it, and I've been that guy, or you can be like the John L. Peacock, who's like, oh no, I've been on the road for 8 years. This ain't nothing but a thing, chicken wing. Like, hey, do you want to read each other's palms? Like, why are you trying to touch my hand? I'm so angry. Maybe you should just mellow out. Like, let me look at your lifeline. God damn it! And I come back after being mugged in Saigon. And he's like, do you want to talk about your lifeline now? I'm like, fair enough. Here's some tea. I'm like, cool. It's those moments of understanding of, as a traveler, you're not good at things, or that shit can pop up and make you stressed in different ways. And I know that I'm not good at things. I know John's super great at other things. You don't want to be seen in public with him. Like, you don't want to take him to dinner, but you want him to help you get through customs. Like, it's a twofer. Like, John, stay at the hotel. We'll see you tonight, okay? No, order room service. The phone's open. You're fine. Shh. Everyone sneak out. God damn it. He followed us. Hey, folks, I have my passport and my flip-flops. God damn it. This is how we get robbed. This is how we get robbed.
I'm just here for the conversation.
Motherfucker. And pop those bubbles, baby. You want me to run the show? You want me to take the lead? I've been drinking enough for the 4 of us. You don't have to point at me because everyone can see the point.
They were airing her TikTok videos, so I made a TikTok account just so I could go find those videos and download them and add them to the show, and we do our own research, and it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Mayo Pete. Pete, mute yourself. Hello, hello. Yeah, so that thing's happening again. Just leave really quick and come right back. This is a short break, everybody.
I hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you. Hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you.
Hello. Well, Cinco de Mayo was a bit of battle. Yeah, no, just tuning in. Hello.
Always a pleasure, Zippy. Always a pleasure.
Hey guys, sorry I didn't notice earlier, but you can't hear Pete at all. I mean, you can hear some guy grumbling in the background on YouTube. Hear John crystal clear, all the sound bites, everything sounds great on John's side, but Pete, get out the hole, man, you're down in the hole.
What about now?
What about now?
Better?
Much better. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, man. I tried my best. It's me playing messages, so now we're learning. You call stereo, They make me the pariah. Everybody loses. You play the messages and you more goddamn. I heard the thing from Zippy. Zippy, my man! Zippy, here's the deal, brother. I am now making John. We are doing a follow-up on Belfast because I've been reading more on Belfast, and I'm like, bro, if you want to come to Southern California, I want to come to Belfast. How about we do an exchange program? Like I live with your parents, you live with my neighbor. It's like a stereo swap. When people stop being polite and start being real. Come on, Count. What's fucking going on here? I don't know. That's no. That's an even awesome day. Shit. Not sure. Anyway, fucking Zippy, my man. I adore you. I'm glad you're here. Adriana, like tell her. I said, what up, girl? I'm we'll be back on Wednesday. I promise. I promise.
Hey, are you done having a little personal moment there? Can we finish this show?
Done. And I'm done pushing buttons. There's 2 more messages that you probably push that I'm not going to push because you say it ruins everything I do in life. So maybe get on your goddamn horse. And
before we get too derailed, we're going to finish this segment and then we're going to jump into those messages. The last movie that I wanted to talk about is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Never seen it.
And that's the end of our road trip part 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, see, John,
if you want to talk about a movie that will take literally an hour and a half to talk about, to dissect, and the ideas of, and the repercussions felt thereafter, John, this is not like we got one more to go. John, this is where you
how to be an
editor and be a talent scout. John,
I'm a peacock.
You go. Okay.
That's what I need from you.
I apologize, gents. I had an extended phone call, but I'm back. I missed whatever the fuck it is you're talking about, but I'll try to pay attention from here on out. Oh, and if anybody listening or anybody on the panel has iHeartRadio, could you please look up Awesome Sauce Radio and see if it's available on iHeartRadio? Because I'm not downloading that app. Fuck them guys.
But you should put the link in your page so we know, just saying, because I'm making Sean do that for everything, because I will not follow anyone who doesn't make it easy.
That's extremely true. And that is my boy Pete, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not that I'm lazy, it's just that I don't care to do things. Also, have you been watching Survivor? Because that's what my goal in life is, Survivor. No big deal.
Well, the sources for this episode of Two Sided have been the first segment, the Smithsonian Institute, History.com, and Indiana History. Second segment, MovieWeb.com, IndieWire, and Newsweek, and The Insider.
Okay, so everything on my side, my research has been Sailor Jerry, Crying in the Shower, and Maximilian the First, because I'm a goddamn emperor. This is where you talk. Oh my god. Oh my god. Should I?
See, here's the thing. I don't know if I'm on iHeartRadio because I won't download it. I know that I wasn't available on Pandora for a while because there's more than one Awesome Sauce. And I believe Desert Fox had to do the legwork to get me on Pandora. So I'm just curious. I don't have room on my phone for another app, and iHeart's done nothing but break my heart. So I'm just saying, if you could do a girl a solid, whoop whoop, I love you forever. Thanks.
100%. My phone is filled up with Angry Birds and DoorDash apps. And like, I'm well fed, and those piggies won't stand a chance.
Well, my boy Pete, from this episode, is there anything you want to take a second look at, a second glance, a second guess, a second opinion? This is Pete's retraction corner.
Yeah, man. How come my retraction corners always want you to change your processes of things? And it happens to be, it falls on me like, oh, I'm sorry, I yelled at you for wanting to do better and thinking outside the goddamn Drungo box that you live in. But in those same regards, I want you to know that I should have answered all your questions instead of responding more questions to you and trying to outsmart you, because everyone knows that smart genes lie. And that's the big boy pants, and no big deal. And I know, but whatever. So that, but nothing else.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show on stereo every Tuesday, same time as tonight. So if you'd like to join us or want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And remember,
if you drink enough, John's shirt looks like a cardigan, and you can make fun of him wearing a cardigan from his grandma's closet because it's a Hawaiian shirt. We see it when he goes back, but you know John, and it looks like a big butterfly collar. And he's no, John. When you lean back, you're proving the point that it's like, no, yeah, you're from the Philippines. It's a little thin shirt. We get it now. I'm trying to say, when you have your poor posture and your hunchback, if everyone goes on YouTube and follows John L. Peacock's channel, you can see John as a hunchback and where he got his scoliosis from.
how about we have a shot and play this last message?
Yeah, how about we do that, John?
Oh, butterflies. I love butterflies. I chase them daily. It's fun. You should join me sometime.
Cheers.
That's where we're doing the shot. All right.
Salud. And remember to join us on stereo in the green room. Right now, we're going to go 30 after the hour. So in about 4 minutes for our after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm Iowa Pete, and I'm regretting all of my life choices thus far being friends with John.
And this was our show. You can listen to our shows wherever you get your podcasts and can also join us live on our YouTube channel, Two-Sided Podcast, and on the Stereo app every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the fun and the serious, here on Two-Sided. Love you, Pete.
Do you have time? Upset about your kazoo. Yeah, I'm going to talk over that all the time because our Lord and Savior would want it that way. Praise be her name. Good luck, John.